Hey everyone, I just clapped so loud. Okay. What's up guys, it's BB. Welcome back to my channel. So a couple things to address here because yes, my hair is different. I actually just got it toned. I didn't even dye it, but yeah, the blonde was just a little too, like you can see now it's so well blended. Before it was just like dark and then like bleach blonde, so it needed to, she needed to be toned down a little bit. It's just darker now. I think this is better, and then once I'm this ghostly pale again in like October, I'll go back to like bleach blonde. You don't care. Why was I explaining that? Okay. Second of all, I wanted to give a quick shout out to, if you don't know Ashley Gauthier on YouTube, she's another YouTube content creator who makes videos about festivals and all that good stuff. She has a shop called So Butterfly, and she custom makes all of this like rave artist merch wear that doubles as streetwear. So she made me this amazing like oversized t-shirt that has all these safety pins, and she put Io as the artist, and you can customize this to any artist. Like you don't have to get Io, you can get pretty much anyone you want. You just have to like put it in on the website or DM with her. Her shit is so amazing, like it's so high quality, and I just wanted to give her a quick shout out because this is so nice and I fucking love it so much. I'll have her website linked down below, and I do actually have a discount code. It's just BB Howl, and that gets you I think 10% off. So yeah, if you want to support a little small biz and also get some dope one-of-a-kind artist merch, go check her out. Today we're going to talk about drive-in events. I know I have another video on drive-in events on my channel, but that was more like rules and regulations and what to expect. This video is going to be more about how to really maximize the experience and how to make them actually fun, just because I know if you guys are like me and live in a part of the country where it's colder weather right now, drive-ins are now starting to come back because they couldn't happen for a few months, and I know they're just starting up, at least in my area. And I've been seeing like way more pop up even on the West Coast still, and in Arizona. Me and my friends have kind of found some ways to make them just extra enjoyable and have a really good time. The first thing I recommend is getting one of those little USB like disco lights for your car. I will try and find one like on Amazon or something and link it down below. But these are really fun because if you have like I have in my room one of those star projectors that like puts stars and cool colors all over the ceiling. It's kind of like that but for your car, so it puts really cool lights all over like your car ceiling. But yeah, these are just really fun for while you're at the show. Maybe don't have it on when you're driving because that's really distracting, but they're super fun for when you're actually listening to the music. And they're super cheap too. Like I've seen them at Target or places like that for like $5, so it's super easy and it adds a lot to your car. The second thing is to get some interior LED lights for your car. I know my friend Joe, for when we go to drive-ins, he has like a strip of them underneath like by your feet. Obviously it looks so sick with all the different colors, but it's also super helpful because when you're going into the car to get something, obviously I keep like my bag and all my stuff by my feet, so I don't have to like turn on the car light or anything to find what I need to find. You know what I mean? Like it's just lit up already. You don't have to like start the car or turn the lights on, none of that. It's just already lit, and it's super cool, and there's so many different colors. And if you buy good ones, there's a ton of different settings that you can use. So that like with the disco USB light is really, really fun. I'm like not used to having my hair done. I look in the viewfinder, I'm like, who's that? I don't know who that is. The next important thing is to bring all of your flow toys. And if you don't have one or you don't have a flow art yet, I highly recommend getting into one now, because when you're in your car space, you just have so much room outside of your car. Like I never flowed ever until I got a Pixel Whip recently. And now like I will be bringing it to all of the drive-ins because you just have so much space to practice, and you're far enough away from people where you're not going to be, if you're someone who gets really nervous to practice, even shuffling, like if you're going to a house event, like now's the time to really work on that and perfect it. That's way when, hello, English. And then when regular events come back, like you'll be able to whip that shit out confidently. You know what I mean? Like drive-ins are so easy and such a safe space to kind of do that and not be near anyone. You know, you can kind of just be in your own zone, in your own flow, if you will. Yeah, I highly recommend. Me and my friend Kat both Pixel Whip Two people in our rave fam do poi, which is like the glow up lights that you kind of like swing around. A lot of gloving going on. Like, now's the time. Now is the time to learn flow art, baby, because when real events come back, you're gonna be the star of the show. Another thing I found that's really nice is people who bring things to give away to people in other car spots, because obviously I feel like the normal thing would be to trade candy, but since that's contact, we want to avoid that. So what I've seen from people at drive-ins is like when people are walking around with their masks on, whether it be like to go to the restrooms or to go get food or drinks or whatever, I've seen people just hand out things. Like one I went to, this girl was handing out these cute little stickers. My friend Sama brought a bunch of like these crowns that had LED lights like wrapped all around them, and she was handing them out to all of us, which is really sweet. My friend Ronald brings like these little cards that just say like, you are loved, you're right where you're supposed to be in this moment. I think those are super sweet. Just like little things to just give away where you don't really have to like come into someone's spot and like really be in contact with them. You can kind of just like hand them whatever and then continue on your merry way. I've seen a lot of that at drive-ins, and I just think it's really sweet, and it's a way to still kind of be connected to people even though you can't be in each other's spots. Next thing is just something to be comfortable. We've found that bringing chairs is nice because like you want to still be outside and seeing the show, but you don't want to be sitting like inside of the car, you know what I mean? So if you have like, I don't know, one of those like soccer mom chairs, those are great. We brought beach chairs one time, but that wasn't as great because then you're on the ground so you can't really see as well. Bring blankets to be comfortable, and also if you can, bring a table, but this is only really useful if you're able to drink. That kind of brings me to my next point, which is to bring your own snacks and alcohol. But again, this is only if you can do that. I know for our shows that we go to, the promoters that put them on, we're not allowed to bring in alcohol or snacks. But if you're able to, because I've seen a lot of them where you're able to, bring in a table and then you can set up like beer pong or drinking games or whatever it is, and it's just like a space to have all of your alcohol. And if you're driving, don't do that. I talked about this in the last video, but please, if you're driving, do not participate in those games. The next thing I will say is to go all out with your fits, because A, it's fun, and we've probably all been buying rave clothes throughout the entirety of this pandemic that we have nowhere to wear, so now's your time to wear them. But B, I feel like I'm often like, oh, I really want to wear this, but like I also want to be comfortable. I don't want to be like running around Ultra or EDC for like 10 hours in this fit if it's not going to be comfortable. But for drive-ins, like, girl, if you're not comfortable, go sit in the car. It's 5 feet away from you for like 10 minutes, you know what I mean? So if you've, for example, always wanted to wear platforms to an event, but you're like, I don't know if it would be comfortable for that long, and like I want to be able to still have fun, drive-ins are the time, baby. Wear the demonias, whip them out, girl. It is time. If that shit isn't comfortable after an hour, have another pair of shoes in the car. You can literally just go and change them, and it'll take less than 5 minutes, and your car's right there, and you can just put the other shoes in there. You know what I mean? Like, this is the time. It's the same thing as the flow toys, bitches. Like, now is the time. Editing BB here, hi. I also wanted to say, don't just think like, oh, outfits that I might not feel comfortable wearing for 10, 12 hours at a festival. Also, maybe think of like fun group coordinated outfits. This just reminded me for Wakan, the Wakan takeover drive-in, my whole rave fam wore onesies, which like, I probably wouldn't ever wear to an actual festival because it would be way too hot, but it was so much fun, and all of us wearing animal onesies was just the funniest fucking thing ever when you were walking around and would stumble across one of us wearing, I don't even know, but it was so much fun, and I highly recommend. The last thing I will say, and this is also really important, is that drive-in shows are usually quick and end early. I know for ours they end usually, I forget if they end at 11 or midnight, but either way it's early. And if you're driving, even if you're driving from not that far, like I know for us the drive-ins are, they're kind of far. They're like 2.5 hours, 2 hours. But the thing is, it ends so early that you're gonna want to keep the party going, and for that I recommend staying at a hotel really close by. For us, we got really lucky where the venue has a bunch of hotels, like not even a 5-minute drive from it. I don't know, for us, we don't want to drive 2.5 hours up there just to like go to an event for like 3 or 4 hours and then drive 2.5 hours up. You know what I mean? It's just nice to kind of keep the party going because they do end so early. They end usually at like 10, 11, midnight. You'll find that a lot of hotels are really cheap right now as well. Like I think when we stay at hotels at the drive-in, we each pay like 40-50 bucks for one night when it's split. So it really is not very expensive, and it's a good way to kind of just keep the party going. And it's a lot of fun. Those are my main tips for making drive-ins more fun. If you guys have been to some and you have any other recommendations, definitely leave them down below. But honestly, my greatest piece of advice is to just go all out. Like, wear your favorite outfit, do your makeup real nice, bring the pixel whip, bring the gloves, like just treat it like a normal event or festival, and that makes it so much more fun. And honestly, it is nice to just have your car right there, so that like you can bring so much more than you normally would be able to a festival. Like, we bring extra water, we bring all of our flow toys, items, whatever. Like, we bring sweatshirts, blankets, like so much, and it's just so comfortable at these events. So I highly recommend taking that to your advantage, and yeah, you'll just have a great time. If any of you guys are going to a drive-in coming up, let me know which one you're going to. I know, like I said, they're starting to come back next month by us. I don't think I'm gonna go to the first one back, just because, I don't know, I'm not like the biggest fan of the lineup, but once they really start getting back into swing and some bigger artists come, I'm so excited, because I will definitely be heading back. I always have a good time at the drive-ins. I think I talked about this in a prior video, but I was always a little skeptical of going to them, because I was like, ugh, it's not a real event. Like, I don't want to spend my money until actual festivals and shows come back. But to be honest, they are really fun if you go with the right people and you see some cool artists. So I recommend them. If you're on the fence about trying one for the first time, I say just go and experience it. I also just think it's really cool that, like, I don't know, maybe this is silly, but like in 10-20 years from now, I can be like, oh, I went to drive-in shows during COVID. Like, what was that? Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys are all well and safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.